folks. Yes, the intro music is back. I brought it back last week. It went away for no reason other than I keep forgetting to play it. And I actually paid for the rights to play the stupid thing, so you'd think I would play it more, but I just totally forgot about it. A little scatterbrained. Believe it or not, I know, hard to believe. It's your boy Rafaelito coming to you live from Texas. Do I have my Yeehaw Texas thing? Yes, I do. Never gets old. How are you guys today? It looks like you guys are slowly but surely trickling in here. Welcome, everyone. All right. Hey, right off the bat, for those that have no idea who the heck I am, you're stumbled upon this by accident. Maybe you've seen me in little clips here and there with the baldness and all that stuff, and you're like, I think I've seen this guy before. Yeah, it's probably me because I have, like, at this point, over the years of doing this, like probably thousands of little clips out there. A lot of repeats, but still, thousands of clips. But anywho, quick intro on me. Just over a decade ago now, about 13 years, believe it or not, I endured what many of you are going through: infidelity, divorce, being a single father to 3 kids. It was rough, really, really bad stuff. But thank goodness, thanks to some help online, thanks to therapy, thanks to friends, thanks to my own grit, if you will, I could have gone this way and, become a fat alcoholic or whatever, but instead I went this way, thankfully. And I have rebuilt myself from the ground up, and I have devoted my life to helping out other gentlemen do the same thing. I have written books. I have done, like I said, lots and lots of videos. I started something called Dad Starting Over, which I've created a lot of content under. And I've started a bigger organization a couple of years back called Help for Men. You can learn more at helpformen.com. And underneath that, we have a private organization support community for men only called The Brotherhood. And you can learn more at helpformen.com/join, as you see on the screen there. That is our private support community. We get together. We're private discussion forums, live Zoom meetings. We've got lots of live Zoom meetings. We record all the meetings so you can listen back to the meetings if you miss one, which most guys do. What else do we have? All my books. No extra charge to the members. You can download them. You can listen to the audio. I have another book coming, by the way, coming out here before the end of the year, hopefully. Maybe before the end of the fall. We'll see. Got a lot of work to do with formatting and doing the audio and all that good stuff. The book is to the editor as we speak. So that would be 5 books total. And then one of our guys on our team, Austin, Coach Austin, he wrote a book. His book is called Why Sex Ends After Kids and How to Fix It. That's also available to our members. We have one-on-one coaching. There is a fee involved, way cheaper for our members. We have some courses that are free on there, online courses, and some cost, but the cost is way cheaper for members than it is for the general public. You get the idea. Check it out, helpformen.com/join. If you're a dude, it's for men only. We would love to have you. So check out the Brotherhood. So that's my story, real quick, for those that don't know who the heck I am or what I do and all that good stuff. Many of you are here because of a book I wrote. Out of all the stuff that I just mentioned that I did, all the books and the group and everything, there's one thing that really took off. And it, like, beyond just our little man talk world, it blew up, and it's called The Dead Bedroom Fix. And it's a book. Oh, you can see it next to me there. It's a book all about sexless marriages, and from a male's perspective on what you can do about it and what it means and how you got there and what you can do to fix it. Hence the title. And out of everything I've ever done, that's it. That's the most, believe it or not, I know it's about sex. So of course, sex sells, right? That's the most popular thing I've ever done. Many people find me via that. In fact, we did a survey of our members in the Brotherhood group, and around 80% of, this was a couple of years ago, we did this survey. We need to redo it. I think the numbers would shift a little bit since I've been more involved online with videos. But anyway, back then, a couple of years ago, 80% of our members came as a result of that one book. So it's pretty big. So check it out, deadbedroomfix.com. Most popular thing I've ever done. Hundreds of thousands of books sold across 3 different versions, across all the retailers and Audible and Apple Books and Barnes & Noble and Amazon. Libraries have it, the whole 9 yards. I count all that when I'm putting that number there. And there's places you can rent books and all kinds of places you can listen to books online. I'm in all of them with all my books. Dead Bedroom Fix outsells them all the other books combined. Dead Bedroom Fix is my most popular one by far. So anywho, how these live streams typically go is yours truly gets on here and says, hey guys, here I am. I'm all yours. Ask me any questions you may have. Share some stories. Let's chat. Let's talk. Let's have a powwow. what's another word for talk, chat, whatever. One way to get the ball rolling often on these is to say, guys, where are you from? Where are you joining me from in the world? Always love to see, guys from Europe and Australia and everywhere in between, USA, and see where you guys are from. I always pleased to see that my reach is all over the world. In fact, with our Brotherhood group, and my book sales for that matter, the USA is number one, not surprising, followed by Australia. Not Canada, not UK, but Australia. So we skip a lot in between there, geographically. Australia is our number 2 market. Pretty cool. So much so that with our Brotherhood community, we have a live in-person conference every year in the United States that we call BroFest. And you can learn more at brofest2026.com. Our guys in Australia have their own version of it that they call Mate Fest once a year, and they're getting ready to have their 4th annual one coming up here soon. I can't believe it. Can't remember. I think it's going to be in Melbourne. Can't remember. I think so. Anyway, it's coming up here in October, and so that's pretty cool. But BroFest 2026 is open to members as well as non-members. You don't have to be a member of our group to join us. This is our way of saying, come see what we're all about. Come visit me and some special guests that we have lined up. In addition to the Help from Men team, we have myself and we have Dr. Robert Glover. He is author of No More Mr. Nice Guy, which is probably, I don't have the stats in front of me, but it's got to be up there in the top 3 best-selling men's self-help books ever. He wrote it like 25 years ago. Sold bazillions of copies. He'll be with us, hanging out for the weekend, brofest2026.com, as well as a gentleman by the name of Adam Nissenson. You can learn more about him at betrayalshrink.com, betrayalshrink.com. As his name implies, he is a therapist who specializes in helping out men who are dealing with the whole coping with or overcoming the emotional damage done by being betrayed, by being cheated on as a dude. And he also helps out dudes with sex addiction. So he's got the 2 interesting little specialties that may appeal to a lot of my audience. And then we have Lauren, the Dadvocate. Have you seen Lauren, the Dadvocate? You probably have. She's way more popular than I am. She's got probably like 1 million plus whatever followers on TikTok and hundreds of thousands on YouTube and Facebook and all that stuff. And she's been seen millions and millions of times. Lauren, the Dadvocate, is going to be joining us for the weekend as well. How cool is that? So check it out, brofest2026.com. We would love to have you. Got a comment here. We got Think Big says, hi from Germany. Not your target group, women, and very much not in a sexless marriage. Oh, so you're a woman. Very cool. Here is my question. What would you say is the best way to prevent ending up with a dead bedroom? Oh, good question. And may I say, willkommen, Think Big. You're in Germany, so I assume you're German. I don't know if you know this, Miss Think Big. My wife's German. She's from Dusseldorf. And I was born in Bitburg. So a little bit of a German connection there. My father was American military Air Force, U.S. Air Force. And there was a military base in Bitburg, Germany. I don't know if it's still there or not, but that's where I was born. And just coincidentally, my wife, second wife, number 2, is from Dusseldorf. So kind of cool. So been to Germany many times. Love it. It's amazing. It's awesome. Your question, what would you say is the best way to prevent ending up with a dead bedroom? That's an excellent question. And it's one that I actually answered on Laura Howe's YouTube channel and podcast. I don't know if you guys saw that. Laura Howe, H-O-W. Her podcast is called the Love and Cherish Podcast. Her YouTube channel is growing in popularity. I mean, it just took off like a rocket. Hugely popular with dudes that like to see a woman's perspective on relationships. And she's very sympathetic to the male condition in relationships. And she's not one to badmouth men. So men really like what she has to say. I think she said like 95% of our audience are men. But anyway, I was on her podcast recently and she asked that question. And I said, the answer is one that a lot of especially anxious guys don't like to hear. Let me pause there. Anxious is the word I throw around a lot. Guys that do have like a anxious demeanor about them, a lot of anxiety, as well as in their attachment style to their partner. They're the ones that pursue and hang on and cling to and all that other good stuff. And they always seem to be connected to or paired up with a woman, rather, who is the polar opposite, very avoidant in nature. She doesn't want to talk about stuff. She doesn't want to go on dates. She doesn't want to have sex. Forget it. So that's what I talk about. Those are anxious guys. That's the majority of my audience. So if you ask those guys, or rather, if you tell those guys, here's what I think as far as avoiding a dead bedroom, they don't like to hear it. Why? Because they want to fix the now. I'm in this relationship. Don't tell me how to prevent what I'm already experiencing. That's fix this now. It's like, dude, the answer is in the old stuff, the how to prevent. I know you don't want to hear it, but here goes. Vet your relationship candidate early on. It's very cold, it's very calculated, it's very pragmatic, and it's very rational, and it's very smart when it comes to long-term relationships. A lot of us like to get carried away by the love and emotions, and everything feels wonderful. We're in the honeymoon phase. I'm in love, she's in love. Let's just do this. Let's get married and have 12 kids. And then, year, 2 years into the relationship, we're like, oh shit, she's not at all like what I saw when we first started dating. What happened to Miss Sexy? What happened to Miss Loving? What happened to all this other stuff? There are signs early on in the relationship that you're going to be with a person who is not the most loving romantic partner long term. Their personality traits to a person. Notice I'm saying person, not necessarily woman, because this isn't gender specific, but I'm talking to dudes. More often than not, it's when we talk about dead bedroom situations, it is the woman is the one who says, I don't want it, and it's the man who says, but I do. But we see a growing population where it's flipped. But anyway, I'm talking to men with the seemingly cold wife, right? Here's what I have learned over the years of doing this. Hundreds of men that I've spoken to one-on-one. I'm telling you, dude, this is the guy talking. I'm telling you, dude, she used to be the most sexy, amazing creature ever. When we first started dating, we were going at it like rabbits. Everything was just perfect. And then as soon as we said, I do, often I'll hear that, or I'll hear as soon as we had a kid, that's more common, or some kind of major life thing happened that made a much more real couple. So we moved in together, we got engaged, we got married, we had a kid, some kind of major life milestone moment. You get it. You know what I'm saying? That's when these guys will say that everything just kind of went to shit at that point. We very much disconnected. And there's nothing I could do to see this coming. I feel duped. I feel bait and switched. I feel, whatever. Well, dude, tell me about her mom and dad. That's usually when the man starts laughing because he realizes, oh shit, here we go. And then I hear horror story after horror story after horror story. Yeah, just had one of these this morning. Mom or dad was extremely abusive, and mom abandoned. Flip it. Dad was there, or abandoned the family, left with a mom who seemed to be very narcissistic and angry and abusive. And there's all kinds of iterations and permutations of bad childhood, right? Pardon me. But in essence, it's a lot of negative baggage, and it comes in a variety of different flavors that results in a woman who is not the most emotionally open human being in the world. And openness, it's actually a psychological trait, a personality trait. There's 5 personality traits, and openness is one of them. If a person is low in openness, I'm not open to new ideas, my way or the highway. Sorry. No, I don't want to learn about that. No, I don't want to be, no. Tend not to be the sexiest creatures in the world. What else do we have so there are some signs of some personality traits, or rather behaviors, I should say, about them that will signify potentially this person's not going to be the most sexual person in the world. Do they have a very low disgust threshold, for example? Are they like, ooh, body fluids, ooh, get away? Not good. Are they the type that doesn't like public displays of affection? No, I'm not really a holdy-handy kind of person. I'm not really all that romance and everything else. You see that early on? Forget it. Mind you, all of this doesn't make them bad people. It just means statistically, from what we know by studying human beings for years and years, and not me, I mean, I learned from others who have done all this work, we can see your chances of sexlessness happening later on down the line, chances go up. What are some other things? So the low openness, disgust, easily disgusted, public displays of affection, they're not big on. All of these things, I don't want to lose sight of this. At the early stage of the relationship, the honeymoon stage, you are seeing the absolute, quote, best version of them as far as love, romance, sexuality, and everything else is concerned. We are, in essence, both men and women, put into kind of a trance, aren't we? Under a spell. I'm so in love. I'm so in lust. I'm so overcome with all these feelings and emotions that I just want to, walk hand in hand on the beach, give love notes, flowers, kiss, 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 hug, 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 and yes, get it on in bed over and over and over again. This, I don't know why this would ever end. This feels amazing. And then those feel good chemicals is how I often refer to them, which includes oxytocin, norepinephrine. What are some other? Yes, testosterone and estrogen, the sex hormones are involved here. They're both elevated early in the relationship. And on all this blood, all those chemicals within the body that I'm forgetting right now. Sky high. And then they slowly start going down. And then if you're a wife and you're a mother and you have a kid, that has like holy crap levels of impacts on you biologically. Hormones, all those feel good chemicals I was talking about. And for some women, they go through very much a postpartum depression episode where all those are so suppressed that they're just like, I don't feel like living. And I just feel awful. I feel terrible. And I certainly don't feel like a sexy creature. They may not be that extreme, but most women will say, I'm different. I don't feel very good. No, I don't want to do anything. In fact, my body can't do anything right now. So let's just cool it for the next 6 months or so, something like that, right? But for people that are naturally at baseline avoidant in nature, notice that the honeymoon stage of the relationship is a relatively short period of time. What does that represent? Let's say that this person in their life has like, I don't know, 5 long-term relationships with people, and they had a honeymoon stage with each of them. And the honeymoon stage with each of them was like a year or 2. What does that represent? Like a very small fraction of their life. For the bulk of their life, they are a certain way. So study them, look at their past relationships, look at their mom and dad, everything. All of this paints the picture for what they are like through the bulk of their life. Because that's what you're going to marry, who you're going to marry. It's not the honeymoon stage person. The honeymoon stage person is a very small window that only occurs at a very small portion of their life, at a specific time of their life, specific point on the timeline. The rest of that timeline is what you got to look forward to. Takes some studying, doesn't it? Takes some vetting and takes some dating for long periods of time to uncover and see more of the real them. Let that honeymoon stage dissipate a little bit. It sounds very cold. And it also, let's be honest, let's just put it out there, it goes against a lot of cultural narrative, whatever you want to call it, that we hear from a lot of women in our lives. I've had some women say, if you're with a man and you guys are in a strict monogamous relationship and you know, typical boyfriend girlfriend thing, and it's been 6 months together, strictly 6 months, by that time, you both know whether or not you're going to get married. You both know whether or not he's going to be the father to your children and so on and so forth. So you might as well get started with the process of getting engaged and planning. If he's resistant to that at the 6-month mark, then just let him go. And I'm like, you ladies are setting yourself up for all kinds of trouble. You are knee deep, neck deep, hell, up to here with the old honeymoon stage. And at the 6-month mark, should be if you're the average person. And you're going to judge whether or not you should continue for the rest of your life with this person based on what you're feeling when you got all these. I'm picturing you drowning in the with the honeymoon stage up to here, and you just feel amazing, and you're going to small blip on the timeline. You're judging all the timeline based on the blip. It would seem a lot of women are like, yeah, please make that decision now. Why? It's paramount for a lot of women to experience safety, security, predictability in the relationship. I need to know what's in store for me. I need to know the kid, when I'm going to have the kid, the house, and all this other stuff. I got a plan here. I have a relatively small window of time to make kid and make all these decisions and everything else. I can't just keep going from guy to guy, waiting and going through this experimental process of years of dating. And there was a woman who, and I've mentioned this several times, so pardon me if you've heard me say this a few times. There was a woman who went viral here recently, a young woman who said she finally had an epiphany of, wow, here I am in my 20s, and I just did the math, and I realized I should have already had a long-term relationship partner lined up by now. Because let's look at the math here, she says. She goes, you find somebody, you date for years, She said this in her thing. You date for years and you decide we're together. You have the engagement period, you get married. And then she said, and you want to be married for a little while before you have kids so you can enjoy each other, right? And I think even in there, she padded like some time for like building for education, building your career and making something of yourself, but getting your feet under you before doing the whole relationship thing. And she's like, I've done the math. I got to get started like really early. I can't wait till I'm in my 30s. She goes, too late, because I got to go through all this process to do it right. She's like, that's something nobody ever told her. Everyone's like, just cool it, have fun. And she's like, no, this doesn't work. And she's right. Pragmatically, if you want to do the long-term relationship thing, if you want to do the family kids thing, you got to get started pretty early with the process, not with having kids, with the process of vetting and courtship and everything else, because hopefully you're going to go through more than one person to find Mr. or Miss Right. Don't rush things. Here I am saying, give it 36 months of dating before you guys decide to tie the knot, at least. That's what I'm telling people. And I got a chorus of women saying, oh, hell no, don't listen to the bald idiot. That takes way too long. Who's right, who's wrong? I don't know. We both got our points, but it's an interesting little thought there. Greetings from Munich, says Think Big. I was just in Munich 2 months ago, I think. We went through the park there in Munich. I had my whole family there. It was 6 of us total. That was a trip. And all the way from my 4-year-old to my 21-year-old daughter. And 2 boys in between, 18 and 14. And the 14-year-old, he was very excited to go to Munich because there is a part of the Munich park there, which name I can't remember, I'm sorry, that is nudity is okay. You can be nude at this certain section of the park. If you want to be here and walk around naked, have at it. And my son thought that was the most amazing thing he's ever heard in his life. I think he had visions in his mind of probably seeing just amazing naked women walking around, right? So he was just like, we're going to go to the park. We're going to see the naked people. I'm like, yeah, just chill out, dude. And I kept telling him, you can't take pictures. You can't be nice, be respectful. These are just people that want to be naked or whatever. I think we saw a grand total of 1 naked person way in the distance from where we were walking on this path, thankfully, because it appeared, if you squint hard enough, I'm like, I think it's just some middle-aged, like 50-some-year-old pot-bellied dude who's just standing there nude. He was so disappointed. He's like, and I remember just looking straight ahead. And I go, well, did you enjoy the naked? And I couldn't even finish my sentence. And he goes, don't talk to me. He's hilarious. But that was part of our Munich experience there. I have been through there before where there was like this part of the park where there's like this running little river running through it. They used to allow people at one section of the park to actually do surfing. There was like little rapids and it hit just right. So it created like this wave and people would take surfboards and surf there. I guess somebody got hurt and killed there. And so they shut that off. So we didn't get to see that. But previously, years ago, when I had been there, right at that spot by the river, there was just some dude, old 40-some-year-old overweight dude, just butt naked, just standing there talking to somebody. And I'm like, oh, hello. It's not something you see every day. Welcome to Germany, right? It's just a different world, man. For all of you who haven't done any kind of world traveling, get out there and see the world. Not necessarily naked middle-aged men everywhere, but it just gives you a whole new perspective on things. And Germany is very unique, very interesting. A lot of history in Germany. Oh man, not just the whole World War thing, but a lot that goes. And you see, like, you're in a restaurant that dates from 1100. You're like, wait, what? How is this possible? We're such a young country here in the U.S. We don't really have a sense of history here, do we? Compared to the rest of the world. But anywho, welcome everybody. As you can see, here's Laura with one comment, and I just go and just love to hear myself talk, don't I? As most men do. That's what I tell a lot of ladies. I say, if you're on a date and you're kind of like wanting to break the ice with a man, just ask him about himself and just sit back and relax. Most men just love to talk. And I'm one of them. But I have a microphone, so yeah. Anywho, anything else, ladies and germs? I'll bring up the banners here until you guys have something to say. Brofest2026.com. Join us live. Myself, the rest of the team, 3 special guests, Dr. Robert Glover, Adam Nissenson, Lauren the Advocate, excuse me. We would love to have you. Brofest2026.com. What else we got? I got a free course. Deadbedroomfixcourse.com. Absolutely freaking free. No cost whatsoever. I talk all about the stuff about the dead bedroom thing, my most popular topic. I've sold lots and lots of books on the topic. And I give you guys, as a thank you, a free course where I talk in 10 separate videos all about the topic. And by the way, as an added thank you very much, you get a copy of the book at no charge. free PDF copy of the book. So check it out, deadbedroomfixcourse.com. I have another course that's free called My Wife Cheated. 2 topics that are the most popular thing in my world. Number 1, sex and marriage. By a long shot, that's number 1. Number 2 is women's infidelity, women cheating. So I created a course all about that, mywifecheated.com. Check that out. And I also have another thing that is free, a book, Divorce Panic. Check it out, divorcepanic.com. Do I have a copy? No, not back there. But I've been selling that book for years, sold thousands of them. And now it's for free as a free download. All you got to do is give your name and email. Yes, you'll get put on our email list and get updates and offers and all that other good stuff. You know how it works. But as a thank you, divorcepanic.com. Check it out. Download for free for all you guys going through the old divorce thing. Sorry, ladies. This is all stuff for dudes. And of course, deadbedroomfix.com, my most popular thing ever. Sex and marriage. Who would have thunk it? All right. Does anybody else have anything? Any questions for yours truly? Whereabouts in the world are you? We got a kraut with us here today. A German lady, no less. And you say you know Laura Howe. You don't agree with all her takes. It's also a bit of an echo chamber. Well, all right then. Let's get trying to think of something funny to say. Well, poop on you. But I like Laura. I like her stuff. She and I get along very well, and I like all her material. And but I can see if it's there is a market for how to say this, women talking in a very sympathetic way about male stuff and doing so in a way that is not anti-male. I've told many women that I've talked to that are entering the space of doing the YouTube and all this stuff. I said, listen to me. All you got to do is put out a video or two about, hey men, you're not all crazy. Hey men, you're not all perverted. And you got some points in your discussion points about relationships and everything else. You're right when it comes to this and this, and you're really good at this and this, and you're not so bad at this and this, and just put out some material in that way, and your views and everything just skyrocket. Men love to hear women talk in that way. And some of Laura's material is that men aren't all bad. And ladies, we got to work on our relationship. We got to work on staying sexy. We got to work on, building that physical connection with our husband, an emotional connection. That's very important. You can't just drop it. And men hear that and go, oh, a woman. Thank goodness. She's on our side. That's huge. And I love her stuff, and I wish her all the best. I hope she keeps going. It keeps getting more and more popular. We need to see more of that. So I could see as a woman who, comes to her channel, maybe wanting to see some relationship stuff, and she keeps hearing like, men are great and men are wonderful and women, we need to do work. It might be a little repetitive, sure, but maybe you still need to hear it. Miss Think Big. All right. Anybody else? If not, I'm gonna cut her short. I always threaten to do this every one of these. I'm going to leave, guys, and then the messages start coming in. So, guys, if you have any questions for me, now's the time to post them, pretty please, with sugar on top. I am not streaming this to Facebook once again. Just as an aside, I said this on the last live stream. Facebook is pissing Ralphie Boy off because they demonetized my Facebook pages. Yes, both of them. Why? Because I posted something that their AI tool erroneously interpreted as me soliciting sex. I'm like, what? Totally misunderstood. It read text on an image and it picked some keywords and said, hey, sex solicitation is no good. I'm like, wait, what? And then I think it came back with another thing saying sex trafficking is no good. I'm like, okay, you're wrong on both counts. I don't know where you're getting this from. So I appealed, and they held up the violation. I'm like, I don't think humans are looking at these appeals either. So now I have to go to some board of appeals and put it up. I may not make another penny ever on Facebook ever again because of their dumb AI algorithm tool misinterpreted a post. I don't know what else to do. I went to the customer support, and it's either, no offense to our Indian brothers out there, love you, you're a big part of my audience, but they've outsourced all their customer support to India, and there's a little bit of a language gap there. So I have to explain and re-explain and explain again. And they just keep sending me links to, you have violated, and it's like, no, guys, I didn't violate anything. Your system misunderstood. And finally, I get you can appeal to the Facebook board of shit. I don't remember what it's called. And I did. I don't even know if it went through correctly. I don't even know. It's like, I'm just done bothering with it. So I think for the rest of the month, I can't do any live streams here in August. I think they're going to turn that back on in end of August, September, where I can do live streams on Facebook again. Until then, it's just YouTube only. Oh, well. And X, Twitter. I'm doing it on there. And I don't know. I might just stay on the YouTube thing, continue growing the YouTube audience. I have hired an agency to help with YouTube. YouTube is kind of paused right now. If you guys may have noticed, some of you guys that are more frequent followers or viewers of my stuff may say, I haven't seen a new Dad Starting Over thing in a while. Be patient. It's coming. Hopefully here by early next week, we'll post another one. But I hired an agency to help me with the production of the videos and the whole growing of the channel and all that good stuff. So we're slowly but surely doing the work there. So be patient with that. And so I'm going to be dedicating more and more of my time on YouTube, growing that. While I have a big audience on there, it's not very active, and we need to get more activity. And yes, more sales and memberships and everything else via YouTube. So hello, YouTube. Thank you for joining me today. Do any of you have any questions at all for yours truly? Rafi boy, Rafaelito. Anyone? Going once, twice? If not, I'm going to say, guys, it's a pleasure seeing you again. Thank you, Think Big, for an awesome question that got me to blab on and on for quite a while. If there's nothing else, I'm going to say toodaloo, and I'm going to say thank you so very much. And I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, all that good stuff. I got really no plans for the weekend. Hanging out with my baby girl. We may go do something. I don't know, because her mom, my wife, is on call. She's a physician. And sometimes when she's on call, she's just gone all weekend. Like, not all weekend, but she doesn't get back till like 5 or 6 at night. And just go back again. So we can't really count on Mom to be there for things when she's on call. So just me and the baby girl. So we'll figure out something. We'll have some fun. But guys, until next time, which will be Monday, this coming Monday, I'm going to be live on here at 12 o'clock Eastern time with Adam Nissenson, the betrayal shrink. So join me. We've done a couple of live streams before. The second one was really good. Got a lot of questions and good stuff. So check it out there. Adam Nissenson, the betrayal shrink, will be here with me live 12 o'clock noon Eastern time on Monday. So check it out. All right, guys. Thank you all so very much. Appreciate all of you. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. And all right, how do I shut this down? Let me get rid of comments. Oh, here we go. In stream. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.